There she is.
Okay.
There she is.
Does it work?
It does.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's get started, Bailey. Would you like to just lead us in with a gorgeous intro that you're known for?
There's nothing else I would rather do.
Okay, then do it.
Welcome back to Your Poor Dad. You can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth Brant sister.
Thank you for joining us. It's actually Sunday night that we're recording this. Again, my favorite thing. Yay! We did try to record this on Friday. However, there was major technical difficulties. Paige and Baily are kind of going through it right now.
We are.
Tuesday, we found out that Roman severely injured his spinal cord. And
Roman is the beautiful white French bulldog that's heavily featured in one of our laps during our recording.
Yes. And so because of that, it's been really hectic. He can't move. He was partially paralyzed. Now he's more than partially paralyzed. We have to keep him down as long. It's okay. Sorry, guys. Keep him down as long as possible. And when there's sudden movements or noises like the lights that surround my monitors falling down, he freaks out. So I have to grab him. It's been really, really, really difficult to say the least, and I'm really scared.
I'm sorry.
It's really scary.
It's really scary. I mean, first of all, it's so hard when your pet is injured or like there's something going on because they obviously can't tell you. And it's so scary because you're their caretaker and you also love them. And it's like so scary.
And everything is so expensive. Like,
yeah.
Everything's so expensive for a maybe. Like,
yeah.
The options being, okay, you could leave him at like an emergency vet place. Every overnight is, $1,500 to $2,000. And then you could go meet with a specialist, and that would be $500 to see the specialist. Like $6,000 to $7,000 for images, like not even counting surgery. And it's like, okay, with surgery, best case scenario, he's all good. Worst case scenario, it doesn't help the problem, and like it.
Then you're out $12,000, and it probably is like and then it's putting your animal. What?
So more like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Oh, like who has that kind of money?
I know, and it's like the other thing is, or if you keep him down and resting, it could heal on its own, kind of thing. And so it's like there's such a big maybe. It could maybe heal on its own, and it could, well, like along with like a bunch of medications and stuff like that. Or like maybe the surgery helps, and it's like, well, guys, I'm gonna keep him at home because I don't have that kind of money. But it's so
it is so bizarre how like much, because Paige and I live together, so it's me and Paige full time taking care of Roman. Roman's very attached to Paige, so Paige is more or less 100% bedridden. She usually gets out for like 2, maybe 3 hours a day, perhaps, or otherwise it's like, come here, I need to go to the bathroom. But it is weird how high stress the situation is, and then like there are times that Paige and I just like have to look at each other and laugh because it's like, why the fuck is this happening on top of everything else? Like our Wi-Fi going out on like when we were trying to record
the first time.
We finally got everything set up, everyone settled. It was really like a lot to like try to get everything set up, and then our Wi-Fi was just out. So it's like, why?
It kept going out. It would come back on, go back out, come back. Like we tried re-recording like 2 or 3 times, and it was like universe is testing us.
The universe is a wily little minx these days, and I am
a wily little minx.
Yeah.
So the girlies are going through it. Need like all that to say, and we're gonna have the next 40-ish minutes just to like let loose.
Yeah.
Get crazy.
Maybe get our minds off of it.
So,
Speaking of, there is some major breaking news tonight that is happening right
what?
now.
What?
So, Stevie Nicks is at the show
Okay.
in Dublin.
Am I gonna cry?
Well, she was in the VIP tent, and then there's video of her leaving the VIP tent in the middle of the show, like during her Folk Evermore set.
They're gonna do a song together.
They're probably going to do Clara Bow. You look like Stevie Nicks. I'm going to cry. I love Stevie Nicks.
They do. What if they do like a mashup of like Clairbo into like Dreams
That would be insane.
or something like that? You know what I mean? Because like she's all about the mashups.
Yeah. That would be insane. She hasn't played a song that wasn't hers. Like she's not doing covers on
I know.
Eras.
But I feel like she would be like, oh well, I'm not doing a cover because like Stevie Nicks is out there with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel as though she's not going to.
So,
What?
and she said all of the rules are out the window.
Yeah. Well, also there's this picture from TS Tour Tips of her getting excited, and the caption says, "Streets are saying this was Taylor's reaction when she spotted Travis arrive." So apparently he like just got to the show. Cuz like there wasn't like any footage of him like in the VIP tent to begin with. So it's Julia Roberts and Stevie Nicks are in the VIP tent tonight.
Whoa.
Aaron Brockovich and Stevie Nicks.
Also, did you see the letter that you two like sent her or whatever, like welcome? And it's just like the people who put so much respect on her name, it just warms my little heart so much.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just really excited. I'm like such a Stevie Nicks fan. Like this is going to be crazy.
This was very, very exciting.
But yeah, so Dublin has been kind of sleepy so far. Like I mean, she played really good songs like This Love. This love is good. This love is bad. This love is alive. Okay. Anyways. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys. I'm like refreshing TS Tour Tips like every 10 seconds. So I'll let you guys know if something's gonna happen soon. So I'm in the Hamptons right now with Mr. Roberts, and it's really fun. Huh?
I said I'm so jealous.
The Hamptons they're like a little different than I expected. Like I expected it to be a more like of a beachy town. Like it's not giving beach. It's giving literal Big Bear. Like the New York people are going to come for my neck when I say that, but there's so many trees. There's so many like pine trees. It's really spread out. Lots of like A-frame houses. It's giving Big Bear.
I love that for you because Big Bear's a beautiful place. And so
I know.
I think it's great.
And it's like everything here is so expensive. It's insane. Like
I was wondering about that. Like, what is it like?
Well, there was like we got this like lobster like little dish from the store, like in like the like like pre-made salads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was $50 and it was like literally like dink. It was so small. So that's kind of like where the pricing is at. And last night we went out and we got this dinner and it was super cool, super vibey. And we like pop into this bar. Also, everything is spread out. Like you think of like a beach town, like the beaches that we grew up going to, like in California, everything is right next to each other. It's really walkable. This is not walkable at all. Like you can't even walk if you wanted to because everything's on like these like highways and you can't really walk or else you're going to get like fucking ran over by a car.
Was
so that kind of
Justin Timberlake had to drive? Is that what you're saying?
I know. Well, I'm like, well, and yeah, I was like, no wonder Justin Timberlake. But like you still can get Ubers here. Like we've been Ubering everywhere. We're like not fucking around. Like we don't fuck around anyways at home, but like Ubers are very readily available. Like there was literally no.
I kind of was wondering if because everything's like so spread out and I assume it's not like, well, you tell me that it's not like crazy populated. Like it might be harder to get Ubers.
I mean, it's like we haven't waited more than 3 minutes for. Oh,
Look how
Tiger.
cute Tiger is listening to Paige.
He's like, that's my mom.
He's so confused. He said, that sounds just like my mommy.
Yeah, so everything, like, there was really no excuse for Justin Timberlake to get into a car that was like, and there's literally cops everywhere. Like, you can just feel like they are waiting to get you for a DUI. So Justin Timberlake, again, is such a fucking idiot. So we pop into this bar, and this girl is like kind of sitting by us on the bar, and like she like makes eye contact with me, and like immediately she was like invited to talk to me. And she's like, I just made eye contact with you. So I'm taking that as like an invitation to just like, you know, and I was like, oh yeah, like let's talk. And I was asking her where she was from. She actually lives in the Hamptons, which is kind of crazy
Wow.
because I feel like no one lives here, but I guess people do live here. And she moved here like during COVID because they just bought a house here in 2019. So I was like, okay, what's that like? And then they like immediately take us, like they started making plans with us that like we weren't prepared to make. Like they were like, okay, do you want to go golfing with us tomorrow? Then we can go get lunch and like blah blah blah. And I'm like, it was like a little too quick, too soon.
New best friends.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then they took us to this club, and immediately she like bolts outside. I'm like, and we're left with her husband, who is like kind of quiet and like normal. Like she was like, and he just was like, sorry, like we don't know each other, like, and we're like talking. And then like Nick was, or Mr. Roberts, whatever his name is, was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I was like, you can't leave me here with a stranger. But the girl like runs out and she's like, there's a bachelorette party, I need to order shots. So she orders like literally like 20 lemon drop shots, and she's like, we need to go bring these to the bride. And I was like, the fuck did we get ourselves into?
Generous lady.
I know. She's like, I want to pay it forward.
So much
Nice
energy to give.
It was a lot of energy. And I was just like, we got like trapped, you know? Like 1 second we were like at this bar having like a chill dirty martini. The next second we're at a club, like literally like a club.
Yeah, but I think that at least you're trapped with a generous person to where it's like, I'm gonna have a story to tell tomorrow at the very least, and like we're not gonna be like robbed, or we're not gonna be like, wow, like this was what, you know what I mean? Like
I was robbed of my time.
Right, but you could have been trapped with worse people.
Did you go golfing with them, or did you come up with a lie?
No, we luckily didn't exchange her number. We just exchanged his number. And I feel like this probably happens a lot. So he was probably like, this is not going to go anywhere.
Well, I still love that for you guys. That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm really excited because we're going to go to Montauk. We were supposed to go today, but it's so gloomy. And that's where like the Summer House kids go out. And I feel as though Summer House is filming right now. But
the thing is like sometimes in the later seasons, some of them were like talking shit on Montauk.
Like, what were they saying?
Well, they're like, Montauk's just like so far of a drive. Like,
it's
like
so far.
You stay at the house. Like in the first few seasons, like they were all like jumping to get to Montauk, like at the end of the night. And then like last season, it was basically like only really like the newer girls that were like wanting to, and like the guys or whatever, like were like wanting to go. So
out
I was
in Montauk.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like the Long Island is an island, and Montauk's like all the way at the end, and we're like in the middle. We're in East Hampton.
Interessant.
Which isn't really that far from where Justin Timberlake got his DUI, because he was in Sag Harbor.
Wow.
I don't know. The vibe, it's just like so interesting, like the culture of New York. Like Mr. Roberts and I were like, would we like recommend, like would we want to bring our families here? We're like, well, I don't know.
I think it's a yes, but I think it would be a yes. Like I would like to go to the Hamptons, like with my friends or something, but like literally like Summer House, like everyone's in one big house, to where it's like we could like kind of like a little compound, like we could have
Yeah.
what we need there, and it's a fun little environment.
Well, no, but we're just saying like I don't know if I'm gonna leave this place and be like, oh my God, you have to go to the Hamptons. Like I feel as though like you don't have to go to the Hamptons. Like
Jade, you need to keep your little eyes peeled, because if they are filming Summer House, which they usually start filming like the weekend before.
but they record at their house. Like they don't really go
No,
out that
they
much.
invite people. They go out to like the bars and stuff, and like they do invite people back to like their 4th of July party.
Well, we are going with our crew is going to get here in a couple days, and so we will be going out. We're going to Montauk, so maybe,
Or
but
I
we're also like we're like older. Actually, I guess not. Like Lindsay's like older
they're
than
older
me.
than you. Like
Yeah.
Kyle, yeah, Kyle and Carl and Lindsay are
Kyle's
older.
like 45.
Yeah, he was like it, which is so funny for me and Bailey to rewatch it like so fast. We went through all of this like in their lives. It was like what 8 years or something, but like
Yeah.
in my life it was a few weeks. And he started in like his like 33 or something like that, and then
I
all of a
think
sudden,
he was 35.
he was like turning 40, and then like his like 34th or 35th birthday was like he was freaking out,
Yeah.
and then his like 40th birthday, he's like still he's the same person. He's like, I just want to be a kid.
Did you listen to the Toast Patreon episode with Ben and
Oh,
Claudia?
no, I
And they
haven't.
were talking about the drama with Kyle. And it
No,
was just like the way she annihilated Kyle for like literally lying was so art. Oh, also we need to talk about Brooke Schofield. Why isn't TS Tour Tips updating? Like it's been like minutes.
it's probably something crazy, and she's like,
It's been 16 minutes. She usually posts like every like 5 minutes.
oh,
What did Kyle lie about?
Well, okay, so wait, you didn't hear this drama, Bailey? Did we not talk about this?
I thought we did.
Not to me.
Okay, well, maybe you were there, but you just like don't care because this is like below you. Kyle has the canned cocktail lover boy. The Toast girls have their canned cocktail spritz. And Craig, who is dating Paige, obviously, invested in spritz, which is like when that happened, it was like, oh, wait, why wouldn't you go with Paige's best friend's company, Loverboy? And then Andy Cohen asked him about that when they were on Watch What Happens Live. And Kyle was basically saying that it was like out of nowhere that happened. And he went out to dinner with Ben Soffer, Claudia Osher's husband. And basically he kind of alluded to that being like he was trying to get info out of him before they announced this like collaboration. But then Claudia the next day on the Toast basically like refuted everything. Like she had a rebuttal for everything. She's like, actually Kyle asked Ben out to dinner and they like Ben didn't take him out to dinner. They each split the check. And that Craig actually told Kyle that he was investing in Loverboy before. So it was like it made like Kyle tried to make it sound like they were so shady, but like in reality, it's like Kyle has like a history of being one of the shadiest people.
And Kyle's just butthurt. Like,
He's just butthurt.
so
And it's like nobody like and even Ben on the Patreon episode was like they were literally punching down. Like they're a bigger company than us.
yeah, like, sorry, my phone. Um, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else?
Okay, did you hear about the drama with Brooke Schofield?
Okay, well, so what's new?
Well, let's recap the drama for the people who don't know. Okay. So Bailey, yeah, for Bailey. Bailey, do you know who Tana Mojo is?
No.
It's okay.
You live in another world. Like you are not of this generation.
Fill me in.
Okay, so Tana Mojo is like this huge internet personality. Like she's like one of the OG YouTubers. She's like very like in that world.
Bailey, do you know who she was in a throuple with?
Who?
Bella Thorne.
Oh my.
You know her?
So I would probably like recognize this person.
Maybe.
I don't know if you would. Like if you don't know her, like I don't know if you'd recognize her.
So
Okay, so Tana has this podcast with her best friend Brooke. And Brooke is like a girly. She's super cute. She makes like these funny TikTok videos. And a while back, they were talking about this person that Brooke had dated who is a liar. And it like little pieces of information have come out that like he lied about his mom being dead, like and his sibling being dead. And he said that his mom
is still alive.
Yes. So also he said that he was Australian. He talked in an Australian accent. He's not Australian. He's like from Brunei, which I don't even know where
like,
the fuck.
The biggest liar on the planet.
It's a country in Asia. Okay. So that had kind of come out and it's like, oh, that's funny. But then this guy, he's a singer, so he had a song to promote and he wrote this had his song playing and he was like, when she won't stop yapping, but you've been over the relationship for 2 years. And so Brooke was like, okay, the rage bait's working. I'm going to take it and go. So she, that like TikTok series that girl did that was like part 7 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
Yeah.
So Brooke like was like, okay, part 1 of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? She's like, I met Clinton Kane. And she just goes through and is like detailing all the lies that he has told and like how he would get like really upset and like he always wanted them to be together. Like she's like, I was like, can I go home and shower? And he was like, can I come with you? Like it's just they were always together. And she's like, and I want to like make note of this. Like I was unmedicated at the time, so I can't say that I would have been in this relationship like had I been on my medication. And she just like literally just reads him to filth. Is it reads him for filth? Reads him to filth?
I say 2, but I don't know.
Someone was like in my TikTok comments, it's read him for filth. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And why are you so annoying?
There's no right or wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister said there's no right or wrong. How about that? So she absolutely like eviscerates him, and then his team puts out a statement because she's also the one that Matt Rife made that comment about, right? You know that, Bailey, right? Do you know who Matt Rife is?
We talked about this on the podcast.
Okay. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast. I'm not gonna have you re-explain it.
Well, basically, he made a comment about her vagina, saying it was like an outie, and he's like, I don't like outie vaginas. That means it's like God left the tags on, which is like such like a like it's not even funny.
It's just like,
it's stupid.
It's like gross.
I know.
Why are like I'm not gonna sit there and talk about your penis like that. Like, don't talk about a vagina like that, you know?
Yeah. Like, shut up. And so his team made the statement that was like, Brooke is only doing this to get views to her podcast. And she has been known for taking down guys that she dates publicly.
All right.
Referring
Girls
to
gotta eat.
But also the whole reason this started is because he was trying to get views to his song. So
and
it's
also,
like
maybe if guys didn't suck ass so bad, then like girls wouldn't have such hits for their podcast, like because the stories are just too good. Like you're just mad that girls now have what?
She did Clarabelle.
What else? Sorry, Roman.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like he's the one who did this. He's the one who started it.
Like, be a decent person.
Literally. So that has been like really all over my feed. And like there's the way he dances, he does this thing. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'll pull up a video. Like, I'm not exaggerating. No, like,
worried.
you should be. The first, like, so this is backfiring on him because like he does this like weird like dancing and he's kind of like a mouth breather. You could just tell like his not like always open, and it's like his lips are so crusty. Like you could just tell he's a mouth breather. And so everyone is like taking pictures, zooming in, like literally bullying the fuck out of this guy. Like, and also the accent. Like, there's so many videos of him. Like, so do you know who Zach Sang is? He does like a lot of interview type shows, or he does a lot of interviews with like celebrities and like musicians and stuff like that. Him and Zach Sang were best friends, Clinton Kane and Zach Sang. So he went on Zach Sang's show and like, you know, they talk about your life and all this stuff. And then in the show, he's literally going in and out of an Australian accent. And the guys on the show who are also his best friends are like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. Like, you sound so American in this interview. And he's like, oh my God, do I need to get back to Australia because I don't want to sound like you guys, like joking around. But it's so funny because now that clip is going viral. And in Brooke's like 17-part series, she's like, after he went on Zach Sang's show, he was on the phone with his manager begging him to not release the episode. Oh. But it's like, now we know why. But like, also, if you are faking an accent, like, how do you have the balls?
From Hilaria Baldwin?
Well, this is like around probably the same time, but like, how do you have the balls to know that like you are trying to be famous? People from that country are probably going to see you fake an accent, and people that you grew up with are going to be like, you are not from Australia and your mom is not dead.
You're just, like, why did you think you could get away with that?
It's literally
like giving
crazy.
So much Saltburn.
Like,
yeah.
Where it's like the guy had his whole thing about being an orphan and stuff.
Watch this. See? Like, watch him. This is slowed down, I think.
He thinks he's doing something.
I don't know.
It's so, you guys, like, it's so juicy. It's crazy. Like, how do men think that they can get away with this kind of stuff?
Because they have been for years, and then girls finally got podcasts.
And then girls got podcasts.
What do you think about the Karen Reid trial?
Okay, I know a little bit, but can you please inform me of like what's going on?
Why?
Okay, so John O'Keefe was a Boston police officer, and he died 2 years ago in like January of 2022. And initially it was reported that his girlfriend, Karen Reid, hit him with her car and then drove away, maybe on accident, maybe not. And then he died of hypothermia. But Karen Reid said, I'm not going down for this. Like, are you kidding? Because he was at the house of like all the people. He was at a house party at a Boston police officer's house, and all the people there were like cops.
Mm-hmm.
And so it seems to be that perhaps there was some kind of cover up because Karen Reid was like, all right, I'm going to spend a couple $1 million on my defense because I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in jail for something I didn't fucking do. And it is embarrassing how obvious it seems from like not being in the courtroom, because it seemed really obvious for like Casey Anthony and stuff that she was guilty, but the people that were actually in the courtroom
like Jade
didn't. And Jade also, you know, can be persuaded to believe that she didn't do it. It's just like so blatant, and it's so embarrassing for these like professional police officers, these like wardens of justice, these people that keep us safe, having to read these texts out loud in
wardens of justice,
on stand, calling someone like, she's not very, is she hot? No, she doesn't have an ass, and she's kind of a cunt. And it's like, how embarrassing to have to read all of that out loud in
it's
court.
Embarrassing. It's so crazy, like how many lies that her defense, would she be the wait, is she, who is she? Is she the defendant?
She's the defendant.
Okay. It's like that her attorneys have caught these police officers in so many lies and have like made them admit their lie basically. Like so what you just said wasn't true. And it's like, well, yeah, I guess you're right. Like it's
Yeah, or I don't remember.
stay.
And they had a dog. There was wounds consistent with dog bites on John O'Keefe, and this family had a dog for like 6 years. Then all of a sudden, the dog was rehomed.
What I didn't understand that. Why did they
weird.
rehome the dog?
Well, some people think that they killed the dog or the dog died
In that
because they
night?
won't say where the dog went. No one has eyes on this dog
Why can't they just say where the dog went?
because then they would have to say there was a fight with the dog
No
involved.
one wants to like admit that they saw the dog.
Okay. There is 148,000 people in this TikTok live watching Taylor Swift. That's insane.
That is insane.
Okay, she did You're on Your Own, Kid again. And Stevie Nicks didn't come out for Clairvaux.
Where the hell did she go then?
I know.
To the bathroom?
The bathroom?
Maybe she's tired. She's been sick.
Okay.
What? I follow Stevie Nicks and she's like always canceling tour dates. Her and Willie Nelson are like always sick. It's crazy. Wait, so back to Karen Reed. Also, the judge is like a cunt, right?
Yes.
Are we allowed to say that? Right?
You're allowed to call anybody a cunt, I think.
Cunty. She's not like cunty as like, I feel like Gen Z is like rebranding cunt. They're like, these shoes are cunt.
Yeah, not like that.
Yeah, but she's like
So it's
just
like
she's a good old fashioned a corrupt official to the wardens of justice.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Allegedly. Yeah, everything's
Based
allegedly.
on the information that we have been presented, these are our opinions. That's
Right.
what I always hear this lawyer I know say. Based on the information I've been given, the information that has been reported, I formed this opinion.
She's done You're on Your Own, Kid like literally 47 times.
Maybe it's her favorite. Maybe she's on her own.
Sprinkler splashes in the place ashes of my blood. Okay, so do you think she's guilty or do you think she's innocent?
I think she's innocent, and I think at the very least they presented enough reasonable doubt for her to be acquitted, and they're really just opening up a can of worms for what's going to happen after this.
So is there a mistrial?
So far, it's still happening as far as I know.
So that's interesting.
Right now, it would just be she is acquitted of murder, and then there would have to be some like looking into of it.
Investigation. So do they think that one of the other police officers killed him?
I do.
Well, it's so interesting because it's like this trial is only getting so much attention because of like all the shadiness that's going on. So it's like, aren't you, if you're like a police officer, aren't you just like shitting your fucking pants right now?
Should be.
They are. One of them took their cell phone and like broke it in half, told everyone he broke it in half, or like broke his SIM card in half, and then like dumped it in a dumpster like on a military base or something, and then had to admit to doing that on trial. And it's like, why are you like
that's suspicious. Why would you do that?
And embarrassing.
People don't do that.
Yeah, like
the
you
guy
don't.
Whose house it was at, I forget his name, but like where the guy died, they sold their house very soon after. They filled in their pool with concrete, sold their house at a loss. Their house has been in their family for like decades, and then they're just like, no, it's time to leave.
Like,
why did this?
We hated that pool.
Why would they do that? Because he probably died in the pool.
Oh, because they probably put him in there before they.
No, he died outside.
Yeah, they probably.
He died of.
Do they have the body?
And hypothermia.
Do they have the body?
Yeah.
Oh, then maybe that was all the evidence.
Well, some people think the dog might be in there.
Baily, it's too soon. I'm working with
I know.
a dog that's really touch and go. These like wait, Jade, going back to Roman real quick, I just have to like tell you and everyone else like what's going on. because his like legs aren't working, he's having trouble going potty. And so last night, but the good thing is at first he like wasn't eating, he wasn't drinking, and so like he was back to like drinking water and like eating and whatever. But we knew that he was gonna have to potty at some point. And so he at first just like peed in my bed, which was inconvenient, but it was fine. We're like, oh, at least he peed. In the middle of the night, he starts acting like he needs to go to the bathroom. We're like, oh, it's time for number two. So we go to take him like outside. I pick him up. He pees all over me. And I just like let it happen. I just like, because he clearly
She
felt
just like
comfortable.
froze and was like, he's peeing. I was like, you have to give me one idea of what to do, because my idea is that you guys both go stand in your shower and I like hose you off. Like, I need a better idea than that. I don't know.
So I just stood there and let him do it. And so that's like I'm literally fighting for this dog's life to make sure that he can like stay and be as comfortable as possible. And so like, you know, it makes me really sad if that other dog died.
Well, we would give Roman a better resting place than that dog, and that was not that dog's fault if something bad happened to it. And that is big injustice.
True.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else, guys?
Wait, look at this video of Julia Roberts talking to Travis. Like, she's literally like hanging on him.
Yeah, she's like,
I love Julia Roberts.
Don't we all?
I mean, if you guys haven't done a rewatch on Erin Brockovich, like you seriously need to. It's like
recently did.
I saw. Did you do it on the flight? Because it's on Delta right now.
Honestly, I probably did.
It's okay. I can't. Like, I'm sorry. She spots Travis in the crowd because he just got there late, and watch. She's excited to see him. That's her boyfriend.
My boyfriend.
That's her boyfriend. How can she see so much from the stage?
I don't know.
Well, also like the VIP tent is like not that far from the stage. She was at the end of the stage. The VIP tent isn't that far, and she's not blind.
Yeah.
I know, but like, I don't know. It just seems like there'd be too much going on to know anything else.
Also, okay, so have you guys? I feel like this could be more up Bailey's alley. I'm not sure, but I always call you guys Grey Gardens, right? Because you live together. Now you're like ultimate Grey Gardens because you're like sleeping in the same bed, and the animals are like running your life.
And for our listeners, we know that's weird, but we have to do it for Roman right now because Tiger doesn't want to leave me and Roman, but we're afraid Tiger's gonna like jump on Roman, so
jostle.
Bailey has to be like the blockade that like holds Tiger.
Or then if getting Roman out of bed to go potty if he's doing something in the middle of the night means you'd have to yell to me, "Forney!" from your bed. If anyone gets that reference, you guys don't say it. If anyone gets that, I don't know. You'll get.
Wait, am I the one that came up with like that was saying that you guys are like Forney and
Bailey and I honestly say that often.
Yeah.
Like
if one of us is too lazy to
that
something, it's a constant.
Forney.
It's literally so niche, but like if you know that movie, like it's the best movie. Can we just say it? Like it's been enough time.
Okay.
Where the heart is. Mr. Roberts, we were at Buc-ee's and I was like, please don't leave me here. And he's like, what? And I was like, you've never seen Where the Heart Is.
I was saying that too. I was like, oh yeah, there's a movie about this like pregnant woman who gets abandoned at a Walmart and she lives there. They're like, oh, that sounds like a crazy movie. I was like, that's the exposition. This is like a Forrest Gump style movie. That is not what the movie is about.
Yeah, that's just like the first like 15 minutes.
You couldn't do a one sentence synopsis of Where the Heart Is.
There are so many different storylines in that movie. I think that's what really like kept our attention because you really like when Americus was stolen because she was an abomination. Like that was wild.
She said my baby was an abomination.
From Midnight, Mississippi.
And then when they the tornado comes and then
oh,
mother sister, husband, and the table gets like that's the table sister, husband, and her boyfriend always have sex on.
Mr. Sprock.
Wait, what other? Oh, great! Back to Grey Gardens. So it's Grey Gardens is this home in the Hamptons, and we went there today because it is one of my favorite stories of culture. I don't know if you'd call it pop culture or like history, or it's kind of like a little bit of both, but basically Jackie Onassis's aunt and cousin, they lived in the Hamptons. Well, first they were between the city and the Hamptons, then eventually they kind of moved into the Hamptons house. Her parents got a divorce. Like Jackie's aunt and uncle got a divorce, and they just kept living in this home, and they had no money to upkeep it, but they, like, instead of downsizing or selling it, they just stayed in the house, and the house went to complete squalor. Like, they literally lived in one room like you and Bailey, but the rest of their house was like filled with like raccoons, feral cats, rats, trash. Like, it was crazy. So these two filmmakers wanted to make a documentary on Jackie Onassis and Lee Radswell, her sister, and their summers in the Hamptons growing up. But then that fell through. But they had met her aunt and cousin while doing this, and they were like, okay, wait, this needs to be the movie, because they were like also like acting like they were not living in squalor. Like, if you have to see it. It's literally crazy. They're like, oh my, you have to watch it. It's so good. Like, they literally are like, and this is our foyer. Isn't it gorgeous? Like, this wood is from, literally there's like rats running around, raccoons, like animals. Like, the animals had, the rats don't own the city. Like, the Beals didn't own the house. The rats did.
Oh my God.
And so they make this documentary. It goes like pretty, like, it's like kind of a niche, like cult classic thing, because the little Edie, she has alopecia, so she's like completely bald, but she would wear like pants around her head and like with like a brooch, and she would wear like pieces of, like, she'd wear a shirt as like a skirt, and she'd be like, this is my outfit of the day. She was like the original OOT. She's like, this is my outfit of the day. I sometimes like to wear a shirt like this, and I pin it like this, and it's just like, it's stylish that way. Like, the way they talked was like they were still rich, but they weren't.
That's where Mom got the idea to put underwear on her head instead of getting us a shower cap that cost probably 25 cents.
No. That's like another story. That was weird to say that. But anyways, so HBO made a movie based off the documentary, and it goes back and forth from like the documentary and like their lives before. And the way these people act, like the way Drew Barrymore acts, you're going to be like, this is crazy. Like, no one acts like this. But like, if you go back and watch the documentary, she's literally spot on of these people. And they talk like this, like in a Boston accent, but it's like kind of like a weird accent. Like, it's so crazy.
Okay, it kind of sounds like you're just doing a Drew Barrymore impression when you do that.
No, you have to watch the movie. You'll get it.
All right.
So me and Mr. Roberts and I drove by it today, and the craziest thing is they sold this house after the mom died. She sold this house. It's like, I think it's beachfront, or if not, like a block from the beach. I couldn't see it because he didn't want to like circle the neighborhood. I was like, I got to get out there on my own without him. But they sold it for $200,000. In today's money, that's only like $900,000. Like, and it's an estate, like a big ass fucking piece of land. But that's how shitty the house was. And the person who bought it was like a journalist or something. And he's like, I've been to like the worst parts of the world with like the most homeless situations going on, or unhoused situations. And he's like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. He's like, the living room had like half a floor. Like, the floor just caved in. The oven was in the basement because it fell through the bottom of the floor. He's like, there was so much raccoon feces in the attic. It was, so he had to completely redo it. And then when he sold it for $19 million. That's like that's the kind of land they were sitting on. It's fascinating.
That is fascinating.
Okay.
Yeah. So That's your little history tea of the day.
Okay, we'll watch it.
Thank you.
I can't believe like Stevie Nicks was there and she didn't go up with Taylor.
I know.
You look like
Taylor Swift.
So apparently she played You're on Your Own, Kid because it was Stevie's favorite song. And she said it reminds her of Christine McVie, which makes me sad because I love Christine McVie.
That's sweet.
That's another little piece of history. Maybe I'll talk about it next episode, or I can talk about it now.
You should talk about it next time because I think we should wrap this up soon.
Okay. Do you want to wrap it up or should we do any of the listener emails?
Yeah, we should do
Maybe we do that listener email next time because we're like right here.
Yeah, I feel like we should like get into it. You know, it's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sorry guys, I'll take the blame for this one. I just think that Roman's getting a little antsy and uncomfortable. I had to turn off all of the fans and stuff in my room, so he's getting like a little hot. I think it's time for him to go potty, and it's just like going to be a whole thing. And so I'm going to go like cry.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go upload this.
Come help ya.
All right, Bailey, you want to send us off?
Yes. If you would like to send us an email, you could ask us questions, send a story, send well wishes for me, Paige, and Roman, and Tiger, because we're all at the threshold of hell right now. You could email us at yourpoordad@gmail.com. Now would be a great time for you to rate, review, and subscribe to Your Poor Dad on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. You should follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Your Poor Dad.
Pod.
And send us a DM or something.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.